Oh, perfect timing.
Of Calamity. But first, we do want to give you a look at a game that it's very, very near and dear to us in the
So
Treehouse,
just
which
started.
is Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
So
And
I keep
who
hearing
better
about this
to show us
Pikmin
through a
3.
Pikmin game
I never got to
than my man
play.
Corey?
I don't think I've ever played a single
So
Pikmin
Corey and I are
before.
going to take you through a little
This will
bit
be
of
new.
the
This is a little
main
loud.
adventure story mode, if you will, and we'll sprinkle a couple of new
There
things
we go.
along the way. So, Corey, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, thank you. It is my pleasure to talk anything Pikmin related. As you mentioned, JC, we are showing Pikmin 3 Deluxe today, and right now we're in story mode, probably about 5 minutes into the
This
story.
was known for a
The
while, I
introduction
think, right?
tutorial
Like this
cutscene.
show
And
or this
I'm
game was
controlling one of the
known
explorers
quite a
named
while.
Alf here. Generally, what the story is
Like they knew they
three,
were making
Alf
a
and two
remake of
explorer
this game.
companions of his crash land on this alien planet and find themselves in need of getting back together again, finding the other explorers, but also finding food for their planet. And they meet these Pikmin creatures on the planet, which are adorable plant-like creatures we can see here.
Let me know if everyone
that
can hear
are
me.
very curious,
It all
they're
should be
very
set up
loyal,
right for
and you'll
this,
be
but
using them throughout,
I guess we'll find out.
your adventure. So I just called a few red Pikmin out of the base here. And you notice I'm skipping a few of the prompts. I'm going to be doing that a little bit throughout this just in order to keep the flow going, as well as not to spoil the game for everyone as well. So, but as I move my left stick around,
Double check with my
you're
phone
able
real
to
quick.
see that I control my Explorer, and the left stick also controls this red cursor as well. So if I'm all the way out of range,
It actually sounds
it
pretty
also
good.
moves the
Okay.
Explorer.
Sounds like it's working
If I
okay.
push the A button where the cursor is located, you'll toss a Pikmin to that location. And
Yes, we
if
are aware of how a
you
Pikmin game
toss
works.
A Pikmin near something like this flower pellet over here, you'll see that the Pikmin automatically starts to carry it back to his base, which is called an onion. And we're going to see some
I forgot to
sprouts
tweet.
pop
No,
out
I
the
did
top
tweet
there
out. Never mind.
and then go into the ground, which is the way Pikmin propagate. So if you want to get more Pikmin on your squad, you just want to bring things back to their base and then pluck the new Pikmin out of the ground. I've been using the control stick to control thus far the cursor. But what I'm going to do now briefly is just pause the game and switch over to motion control to control the cursor, just because that's a personal preference of mine that I started to like a lot more on the Wii U release, but it is totally optional for player preference on how to control the pointer. So that red pointer where you see 23 is now being controlled with just a little bit of motion now.
Okay, so motion control, that's obvious.
Story-wise, we are trying to reunite with our fellow explorer, Brittany. And if I pause
Yeah,
the
it turns
game
out there was
using
a
the minus
surprise
button,
engine
we can
to
see that there's
That might have
sort
some
of a
Zelda
radar
content, so I figured I would live stream
being
it. Just do a reaction
pulsating
of it.
over here
Let's
across
see.
the water.
Right now they're just
so it
talking
looks
about
like I
Pikmin,
need
so.
to somehow cross the water to reach Brittany.
Food.
But
We are 3 grown
if I
adults.
try to
We
take
can
the
figure out
direct
what we want to have
approach
for
and
lunch.
just go through the water, we're
Food.
finding out that
That's
the
all I
game
care about.
tells us that red Pikmin are not able to go into the water. Water
Well,
is lethal to them. So fortunately, I
food.
can use my whistle with the B button and
I
whistle all
personally,
of my
Soylent
Pikmin
Green
back
sounds
to
good to
land.
me.
So
No, I
because
was
the
just screaming
Pikmin
very
are
angrily
so
last night.
helpful throughout my adventures, you
Nothing
really
wrong
do
with
grow a
yourself.
bond to
That's
them.
what
and
I
you
do.
do not want
I'm
to
good at that.
lose even one. But
Yeah.
there's a little creature over here that wants a lunch.
It's Res
too,
Evil
so
2
Yeah, look
hardcore.
online.
It does it to
yeah.
you.
These yellow things
trying to
that
get
you'll
back
come
to where
across
I
are
ended the stream
memos,
on.
which can often give you a brief hint on how to.
So they're just going to
go
teach us how to
about
play
your,
Pikmin
your
then. Is
adventure
that the
here.
plan?
So
Like, as if
it
people have
recommended
never
me
played
tossing
Pikmin
a
before?
Pikmin
Is
on
that the
back
play?
of that creature, which if I toss a couple more, we'll be able to carry that creature back to.
We're going
the
to turn
base
this
to
creature
get
into
more Pikmin,
food,
and,
because that's what we do here.
I actually tossed some Pikmin on these bridge tiles as well, because what we're able to see is even though I can't cross the water yet, if I collect enough bridge tiles with my Pikmin,
It's just Pikmin.
they'll be able
Like,
to build this bridge. So
this
while
stream
they are
quality also
bringing
looks really
those
bad.
tiles to the bridge, I can see that there's a few more bridge pieces across.
I'm going to bump up the stream quality. I don't know why it's set to 480
this
for
wall,
auto.
But I need to break down that wall.
It
So
shouldn't be.
If I toss a couple Pikmin at the wall, they'll start breaking it down, but they'll go pretty slowly. So if I want to speed up the process, we throw more Pikmin at
Yeah,
them.
it's Pikmin. We get how Pikmin works. Show us something
And
newer with the deluxe edition,
Meanwhile,
guy.
we still have our Pikmin collecting these tiles. looks like my Pikmin also brought back that.
I mean, it's
carcass from
great,
the
and
small
I
little
maybe
creature,
I'll
so
actually
we were able
finally
to
play a
get more
Pikmin game, but
and
it's
we'll
weird.
throw these new Pikmin at the wall.
I
to
hear
make
this
it go
game
even
is good.
faster.
I haven't played it, but I've heard really good things about it.
You know, this whole thing about Pikmin, I do want to talk a bit more about that because I think it's really interesting. You know, these Pikmin, you think about it, right? You pluck them out of the ground, and these big eyes, they're still trying to figure out the world, and they're kind of relying on someone to tell them what to
And
do.
then you
So,
turn them into
as you can
slaves.
tell, all these Pikmin have like a single focus when you tell them what to do.
They're so
And,
wide-eyed
you know,
and
from their perspective, it's like, okay, well, I should follow
new to the world.
this thing, this living thing that's telling me what to do, right? But at the
Guess
same
I'll be a
time,
slave.
You know, it's kind of curious about you. The open eyes, full of wonder. You know, it's kind of relying on you to kind of
That's real fucked up,
help it,
Nintendo.
right? And so I feel kind of bad because you know at times you may encounter some enemies and Pikmin may what's the word die. And that sound is
Jesus,
absolutely
they're going
heartrending,
dark
and I
with
do
this,
not
huh?
wish that on anyone. However, if you put Pikmin in a bad situation, it's kind of your fault. It's not theirs. So take care of your Pikmin. That's the story.
That's real fucked
That's
up,
right. And I
Nintendo.
had to go back and collect them. As you mentioned, they were single-minded, so once they're done with the task, they kind of just wait for their next order. So you're constantly needing to whistle to get their attention whenever they complete their tasks.
They're dumb.
And we're coming up against our second creature of the game here, which is a larger version of that Bulborb we saw, that creature. And as I
Always
creep
liked the
around here
design of the
before waking
Bulborb. I
up,
thought he was very
did
silly
wanna point
looking.
out another one of the fun features of the game, which is the in-game camera. At any time, you can push the minus button to pause and kind of just
I had to plug my phone
see the
in,
world
sorry.
from your explorer's eyes, which is that pint-sized view. So we've got this Pikmin's just looking at me, waiting for his next order. Hey, buddy.
All right, that's a
Um,
good look.
But it's a fun way to take pictures on your journey, as well as almost feel like you're kind of on this nature safari.
And now we're
While
gonna
this
kill this
enemy is
live
sleeping,
creature.
Instead of tossing my Pikmin one at a time, I'm going to use a different feature which is called Charge, which if you lock on and press the X button, will send them all of your Pikmin in your squad.
That's a real fucked up thing
at
to
the
do. He
creature
didn't even
or
hurt you.
object At once.
That's
and
real
that
fucked
can
up,
be
Captain
very
Olimar.
useful if you've got a large squad you're wanting them to take an order all at one time. So you can use that on the walls as well, for example.
And you mentioned that
It
you
looks
could
like
use that
they're
feature a couple
headbutting
times.
the
I do wanna
wall.
point that out 'cause I really like that feature.
Like,
which is the lock-on feature. If you're
The way
familiar with
at
Pikmin
first I
games,
thought they were
you'll
like
kinda
swinging their
remember that
leaves
there
at
was
it
no lock-on feature. You had to kind of
with their
hold the aim,
hands,
kinda
but
do
the
it. But
leaves
by
are on their
tapping the
heads.
TR button a couple times,
So
you can
when they're
cycle through
attacking it, it
targetable
looks like
items
they're
on the screen.
headbutting it.
And so it can make
That's
kind of tossing and moving your
not great.
explorer a lot faster just by kind of hot swapping between different lock-on targets. So I really dig that.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I think the
It's
cycling
Brittany,
through the
bitch!
different, objects and enemies is the thing that really helps me when there are multiple objects.
There's a
or you're in
character
tight
in the
space.
game named
So
Brittany.
we're coming across Brittany. We're getting a little bit closer to her. We are seeing that fortunately
Yeah.
she's okay. The crash landing just made her take a little bit of a
I
nap.
don't know
and she
what they
needs
are, honestly.
to be rescued now. She's
They're
kind of
little
still trapped in
tiny.
here.
No, they drink juice. They make him drink juice.
I like that language you're speaking.
Yeah, the explorers do speak a different language, so fortunately we as the players can see the the subtitles there. Very cute language.
She has
All
glasses.
right,
That
so
means that
Brittany
she's
noticed
smart.
that there was some fruit nearby, which we will see just as we round the corner. A strawberry, which
Fruit.
looks much larger in this world to
Yeah,
us
right there.
because we, as the
She kind of
explorer
looks
and the
like,
Pikmin
almost
are
kind of
so
looks like the
tiny.
girl from Ghostbusters. What's her name?
And
Janine?
because
Yeah.
my
With the her bowl
explorer
cut.
cannot jump, the only
From
way
the
to
second
reach
movie, I
this
think.
item is actually by tossing
Very
Pikmin
attractive.
near the strawberry. So
You're a
You
Bob.
see that number 3 on the bottom.
Fuck off!
That
It's a bowl
indicates
cut.
that
I'll call it
the,
what I want.
Minimum number of Pikmin required to move the
Fucking
object is 3.
Batwoman has one of
But you
those.
can throw a few more if you want the object to move a little bit faster. And they will know instinctively the
Whatever.
Pikmin
It's
to
a
bring
bull.
that back to the
Listen,
base.
I don't have to
I
know
can
what
leave them
fashion
on
is.
their own and they'll get it back there.
I don't have to know. You don't have
As
to.
we're trying to
and
continue
I don't
on
have to
and rescue
be.
Brittany. We
be
need to get past
corrected
this
on
wall,
what fashion
but
is.
we're finding that this wall, Red Pikmin, can't break
Disagree.
down. And so
Disagree.
another new feature that
I don't even
wanted
think
to
anyone could
showcase
hear
here
you, so
is these
this is
optional
like a
hints that have
one-sided
been added.
conversation.
So
And also,
if a
I'm the
newer
only one in
player,
here right now, so.
got
But it is
stuck or
going
just
up
wanted
on the
to know
VOD,
what to
so.
do next, you can push up
It's very silly.
on the plus control pad
We're having a
that's gonna
conversation
show,
about bobs
some hints.
versus bowl
And
cuts.
then
I think
even
you're a
in
bowl cut.
addition, some arrows on the ground
It's a very
just to let you
long
know where
bowl
to
cut.
go. So it's guiding me to a nearby cave here to maybe find what we need
I'm
to
good with just
progress
about
the story.
anything. It's up
And
to
at the
y'all.
top of the screen, you'll notice that kind of sun meter kind of crawling across from left to right across the top of the screen. And that kind of indicates how much time, Corey has to get through his tasks because, well, let's just say nighttime is not very nice to Pikmin. You want to make sure you get them out of there before sundown. And,
This
that
is
actually
just
ties into the
Pikmin.
hints
Like, they're
also.
just
So if
talking
this
about
is
how
the first
Pikmin
time
works,
for
and
you,
that's cool if you've never
playing the
played a
game, if you
Pikmin
really just
game.
wanna make the most
But
of the
I've
game,
never
you
played a
want
Pikmin
something,
game, and
you know,
I
some
fucking
kind
know
of
how
hint,
Pikmin
feel free to
works.
use
So
them
what does
and
that
just,
tell you?
It'll help you kind of explore different ways and different methods that maybe you
Look
weren't
at-
aware of yet.
it's
So
rocks!
definitely use it.
Oh, they're actually literally called
And
rock Pikmin. I was
After
joking.
defeating
That's
this
funny.
enemy, we discovered that there were a new type of Pikmin that were actually inside that creature.
That must be.
These
So
are
I
rock
thought
Pikmin.
the
And
purple Pikmin were like the rock
we
Pikmin.
didn't go into detail earlier, but each Pikmin type will have their
Hmm.
own specialties. So we're learning here that rock Pikmin
Again,
have the
I
ability
never played
to break
Pikmin.
sort of these hard crystals or glass.
There were the red,
which
so there's the red,
Pikmin
blue, and
is
yellow in
not.
the original, and then there's
Later on,
purple
you'll
and
see that
white
blue
and
Pikmin are the
two.
only Pikmin that can go in the water.
I guess.
So, all right.
Okay, thank you.
So now that we've got that enemy defeated, I would like to basically sprout a few more rock Pikmin. So I'm going to ask those rock Pikmin to bring it back to the onion, and we will pluck some more rock Pikmin out before we continue our adventure. And
Such a weird
again,
game.
One of those memos that pop up, letting
It's
you
like the
know
closest thing we have
being
to
tipped.
like
I
a
love the
real-time
adorable
strategy
kind of 2D
game
artwork on those as
nowadays. Like this and
All right,
what, Brutal
so
Legend?
We've got our rock Pikmin. We've got our red Pikmin. I feel confident
It's
we
weird.
can head out of this cave now. Oops. Let me reorient myself there. There we go.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Like, this game's great from what I've seen of it.
So this wall that we could not break down earlier, again, if I try to throw red Pikmin, we'll see that nothing really happens.
Yep,
But if I
we've
push the
established
L
that you
button,
can't do it.
I swap between Pikmin types and can now throw rocks Pikmin, and we're seeing them break down the wall. Using my whistle to gather my Pikmin back. And
Vandalism, I tell you. Vandalism.
Brittany, finally, we found you. Let's get you out of there. We'll break down this glass wall as well.
Pure vandalism. So I think, what, I don't know, it probably
That's a
showed
total
off, but you can like
breakback.
split your
They just
Pikmin between the two people
Super happy
to do
no
like
longer
different
be
tasks
confined.
at the same time,
So now that they've
which is kind of
reunited
cool.
here,
I mean, that's a nifty
I'm able
idea.
to use both Brittany and Alf at the same time. And the first kind of way that the game will teach you, it's not just for, I guess, aesthetics that you can have multiple party members, but it actually comes in handy from a strategy perspective. So having Brittany, you can toss her over a gap, toss her some Pikmin,
And then now she,
and
yep,
then,
there it is.
at any moment while you're playing, you can push the Y button and switch to Brittany, and then we're going to see that she's able to, since she's on a higher elevation, throw some Pikmin up to reach that lemon. And if I were on a lower elevation, I'm going to whistle really quickly once they get this lemon down, we would see that if I tried to throw red Pikmin that high, they would not be able to reach that high. So there are points throughout the game where you will need to split up your squad and maybe throw one over a gap or over water. But since we do have two explorers now in the game, both Alf and Brittany, JC, I thought it could be a good time to for you to hop in, since with Pikmin 3 Deluxe, it is the first time that two people can play the story
Okay.
mode together. At any time,
That's
you can just pause,
interesting.
go to
Now
play
see,
co-op,
that's some new
and,
shit,
JC,
new
you wanna hop
tech.
in?
Absolutely.
Cool. So we'll see the screen now becomes split with me on the left, JC on the right. JC doesn't have any Pikmin right now, so
I'm
he
lonely,
can't
give
really
me
do
some.
much on his own. So I'm going to throw some red Pikmin your way, and you'll
Thank
just
you.
have to whistle at them, and they'll be in your party.
Appreciate that.
I'm really
And
hoping
I'm
it's
gonna
both
keep
online.
charge of these rock
didn't hear
Pikmin,
that
and
part
let's
if
just
it
keep
was.
making our way forward. There's some creatures up here that are carrying crystals, which can be a little dangerous to the red Pikmin. So let me take these guys out before the red Pikmin squad comes in. All right,
Appreciate that.
they are gone. So,
So
I'm gonna,
I'll take these bridge tiles over here and start building because there's a bridge. So I'll start doing this.
okay. there is a bridge we found, and JC is going to get one side. And I found some bridge tiles on the left that need to be carried back, but it was in a sort of crystal, so I used my rock Pikmin there. And we're kind of seeing some teamwork here. JC is using his squad
That's
to do a
interesting.
different
Yeah,
task than
having
me,
it.
which is
Like I said, as long as it's
again, we're making the
online,
most of our time.
having it
And it's fun
multiplayer
working
is
together,
really
so,
cool.
looks like I've got 7 more bridge tiles to go, and we will have this bridge completed.
It looks all right. It looks like, I mean, it just looks like Pikmin 3 from what I can remember it.
Come on, Rack Pikmin.
It doesn't look like it's any higher res. It's weird. It has that
And I
weird
did
sort of
time
feeling that
appropriately to
Wii
make
games
sure that
had
I wanted the red one.
with the menus and like
Yep.
the weird bubbles
Alright.
that were all
Red.
that was seemed
Our
like it were
bridge
all
should
over
be
the
done
Wii
now
U
almost.
or the
Looks like
Wii.
we've got it. Final pieces in
Um,
place, and
There we go.
all right. So
It doesn't look
now
any
we've got
higher
the
res
bridge,
to
I'm
me.
just gonna whistle to make sure I've got all of the kind of idle Pikmin in my party. And actually,
I'm taking some.
yeah. Okay, good. You threw some Pikmin on some enemies and some
Guess we'll see.
yeah, some food, some pellets that we can bring back. And as we make our way back, you're going to notice that we're actually back where we started. So we built a bridge, sort of a shortcut now back to the starting point. I'll go ahead and grab these red Pikmin since they're just standing there. And we're finding a new wall that we couldn't actually break down earlier when we first started. So since I found rock Pikmin, I'm going
Yeah,
to throw them at this wall.
I guess they just want to showcase this off, which is cool. Like if that's
And
the
we
only
didn't
thing
talk
they're
too much
showing,
about this earlier, but any piece of fruit that you saw, we got the
Is
strawberry earlier.
the fact that it's coming
you'll
out
wanna
and
bring
also
that,
that
back
it's
to your base.
multiplayer is
And
cool.
The more fruit you collect, the more days you're going to be able to explore this world. So that's how fruit plays a role in the game's story mode. Brittany here is noticing that we got a new radar kind of detection from elsewhere on the map, so she's recommending we go check it out. There's another tip letting us know that red Pikmin are fire resistant.
Good to know.
Looks so defiant in the face of fire. Look at that.
Right.
They just kind of enjoy it. Okay, I'm gonna take
So
out this
some
this
Some
enemy
new
here. It's breathing
creatures
fire.
here. All right. Oh, and I did not listen to that warning, but my rock Pikmin's lit up like a birthday candle.
They're
and
made of
freaking
rock.
out.
Why are they? You know what?
Similar
It doesn't.
to
It doesn't
Pikmin if they're
matter.
drowning. As long as you whistle
I understand
at
if they
a
were
Pikmin in
drowning,
peril,
but
as
why are
long
the
as
rock
it's
Pikmin
in time,
susceptible
they'll
to
come
fire
running back to you,
specifically?
and they will.
It's not my place to
Here it's
bitch.
just letting us know that
I
we
play
found some
content.
bridge materials, but this time it's on the opposite side of the water, so there's going to be a little bit more complications in order to get those bridge pieces.
Yeah, because it sounds like you just throw them over there and they
Right.
do the thing.
I'm taking this.
I also have some red Pikmin in my party, so rather than continuing to burn my rock Pikmin, I'm going to try to use my red Pikmin as well.
I'm being
Oh,
snarky.
Thank you, teamwork.
I'm being
Nice.
snarky. It's not that big a deal.
All right,
It's
so
just weird.
Those enemies have been felled. All right, so
I always thought
at this
Pikmin was
point,
interesting. I never,
there
like I
is the
said, never got
bridge
to
that you
play it,
cannot cross
but
on the left.
it has a weird style
JC,
to it.
If you kind of come up to where I'm at,
Mhm.
I'm going to hold down the Y button, which will allow you to join my party, and then I can toss you over the water, and I can also throw some rock Pikmin over to you, because I think you're going to need some rock and some red.
Thank you.
And
Oh,
while
Pikmin
you work
riches.
on that bridge, I'll just hang out.
Sweet. Ooh, yes, found him.
Oh, nice!
Yeah.
You used the charge feature. Well
I'm
done.
impatient.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to have a little bit of fun. And one of my other favorite features of the game, we showed it a little bit earlier, but that camera, I really like it. From that pint-sized perspective. Oh, there's our enemy we just defeated. But
So he's still
You
playing
can
then, I
also
guess,
see
which
our-
means it does look like it's
Pikmin hanging
online.
out.
If they said it, I missed
Do
it.
some autofocus.
If they said it was
They're
online,
just
I
waiting
definitely
for you
did
to get
miss
your
it.
job done, lounging.
That's cool. Online
They need
multiplayer for
direction, They
Pikmin.
need guidance. They need love and support and all the other things.
I'm down for that.
I love taking photos. Okay, back to work. You guys, finish
Okay.
your bridge.
Yeah, I think my folks are done on my side, so we're good.
Actually,
At least
the
I
one
hope.
other mode or the one other feature I wanted to showcase briefly is another new feature to Pikmin 3 Deluxe, which is called the Piclopedia.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
here, any creatures that you come across in the game will get their own entries, and you can once you go in, you can tap on it, and see different entries from different explorers in your party. So we've got Alf here that's commenting on this dwarf bulborb. Since we've got Brittany, we can see her comments as well.
Okay.
There are spaces for 3 additional explorers notes, so you can imagine that there will be some other fun notes to read about as well. But I find that it's really fascinating to come
Is
in
one of
because each
those
explorer
Olimar?
has
Yes,
their
of
own
course
take
it's Olimar.
on how they talk about the enemies and creatures you come across. So yeah, that is probably enough story mode for now. I'll go ahead and pause the game, and let's switch over to another brand new feature to Pikmin 3 Deluxe called Side Stories. These are some elements where you'll be able to
now we're getting
see
somewhere.
what Captain Olimar and Louis got up to prior to the main story of Pikmin 3.
Okay.
Oh, before I forget, let's also talk about. I remember we mentioned the whole the sun kind of passing over, and they have a certain limited amount of time in the day. For those people, there's actually a much more difficult mode for you. So, you want to talk about that, Korner?
Yeah, there are 3 difficulty modes in story in Pikmin 3 Deluxe. There's normal, hard, and there is even an ultra spicy difficulty setting, which gives you only 60 Pikmin can be in the field at once, as well as some additional challenging elements. So for those that are familiar with Pikmin 3 or want a much bigger challenge, that'll be right up your alley. But yeah, for now,
that
let's
is kind of
hop
cool.
into a sneak peek of Side Stories, which I mentioned feature Captain Olimar prior to the happenings of the main story. And we're going to see Olimar here facing the camera. Sort of the background of this is that Captain Olimar, the company he works for, is in debt yet again back on his home planet. And his boss is sending him here looking for treasure to help the company get out
That
of debt.
Pikmin has that
Olimar is a very loyal
captain
worker,
has a deep voice.
and will go to great lengths to make his boss and employer happy. So good for Olimar here. Of course, Captain
I
Olimar
think that
was
might
in
just outright
Pikmin
be
1
a
and
Japanese.
Pikmin-
I don't
the
know
original Pikmin and
Japanese,
Pikmin 2,
but
as well as Louis, who was his partner in Pikmin 2, maybe a little bit less competent than Captain Olimar, who you can see here, but still a very key member of Olimar's team.
Well, and he's got his charm. Louis's got charm.
Yeah, no, Louis is great. We love Louis. But let's see here. All right, the objective of this mission is actually going to be different from the story mode we were playing earlier, because now the goal is just to collect as much treasure as we can in 12 minutes. And JC, of course, we've got you in here split screen right now, but for the moment,
they're little
we'll just
mini
switch it back
games
to
then with a
solo
little
play,
bit of story.
for simplicity, and I will.
Okay.
I still do get to control both explorers, so I can still get Olimar in my party. I can also call the yellow Pikmin, which we're seeing for the first time in this demo, over, and we'll see a little bit of their specialties. So we've got this electrified fence where if I throw a red Pikmin at it, we'll see them get a little bit electrocuted. But the yellow Pikmin
how does Pikmin
are immune.
handle Pikmin individual
They can
health?
be thrown at an electric fence, and they can start destroying it. So we will leave Louis there to keep an eye on our yellow
That's
Pikmin
interesting.
while we take our red Pikmin out into the rest of the map. And we saw this creature a second ago and learned that he's got kind of fire breathing, but knowing that we've got our red Pikmin with us, we're not worried about fire. So even if they get shaken off, which this enemy creature is doing, we can let's do some charging actually, Adam. There we go.
Like confidence,
done.
Corey. Nice.
And since the Pikmin were nearby when he was defeated, they're just automatically going to bring him back, which I will let them do. And we found some wild Pikmin, and blue Pikmin in the wild here, so we'll just call them. But before we hop in this water here, I'm going to swap back to Louis to see what he's up to. And he's just plucking Pikmin and keeping an eye on those yellow Pikmin. So, all right, let's take our blue Pikmin into the water. Again, blue Pikmin are the only Pikmin that can survive in the water. We found a creature in here that's a little bit hard to see, but he's under the water here. You can see that pie chart slowly starting to disappear. And
It's real fucked up how they just kill him and take his parts out.
The amount of
That's
gold
gross.
treasure, gold nuggets here.
Oh, it's that gold.
As the Pikmin take this treasure back to the base, we're going to see in our upper left the currency start to increase, which are Pokos, which is the currency of Olimar and Louis' home planet. So that is my objective, to bring back as much treasure as we can. Looks like the yellow fence is almost done, but not quite. So we will... oh, we lost some Pikmin somewhere. What happened? Oh, no!
That sound, Corey.
I was not as smart as I could have been.
Well.
And I lost some Pikmin because there's this creature down here that is electric.
That thing is hideous. Does it?
that
Oh,
I
it has
believe
like
either got either
fuzzy.
electrocuted my blue Pikmin or maybe ate them.
It's
but
got like
Maybe
just
both.
Take 'em out. Yeah, maybe
fuzzy
both.
mustache
I
that
can
it
still
uses
throw blue Pikmin at him, but once he
for
starts
electricity
to
purposes. I
generate
guess
electricity,
that's
you want to
cool.
get away. All right. I think we've got him. The blue Pikmin. All right, they're bringing him back. Great. Let's head back here with him. Actually,
That's so
Louis
fucked
got
up, but it's
control
cool
of that,
though.
So I'm just going to take control of Olimar, and maybe Olimar can find some more Pikmin on the stage.
You know, I
So-
also noticed that you're walking by a couple of different fruit and stuff like that, and I also want to point out
Pluck these.
the different ways you can kind of think about a map. Because, from my perspective, if you have a large number of Pikmin, that really is a defining factor of how much you can grab. Because, a large piece of fruit or a large item that requires a lot, if it's farther away from your base, you're not only going to need to, have the number to carry that item, but if you find something on the way back, you're going to need enough to, like if you want spur of the moment just to go pick it up, you're going to need to also have enough Pikmin to pick up that item as well. So I always try to memorize, like, where items are, what did I see, where did I pass it, is there anything else en route that I could probably take the next time I come back. And so it also creates a really interesting kind of play mechanic where I'm kind of thinking about how could I do this better, right? It's like I did it in this order last time. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this map one more time, and I know I can get more out of it. I know I missed that. I missed this. So lots of replay value here.
And I can already tell you, replay value. I've already made multiple mistakes.
I'll be real.
that
I'm
I
starting to get a
would
little
not have wanted
sleepy
to do,
watching
such as
this.
losing those blue Pikmin early. So if I played this again, there would have been things I would have done differently. But
It's
while I've
interesting.
got
I mean,
these
it's
Pikmin
nice
bringing
that
back
Pikmin
great,
is finally coming to
switch
the
back Louis
Switch.
here. To
Um,
make sure that I always want to have.
but I
my
feel like
Pikmin
this was
doing
already
something,
known.
In this mode,
If
because,
not
again, you wanna create that
actively,
high score, and get as much
like,
treasure as you can.
maybe rumored, if not
So,
actively
all right,
known.
we've got this gold.
And they're just really just kind of
Now
showing
it's going,
Pikmin.
and looks like,
Like, they showed a couple of
Pikmin are
new
still working
things,
on
but it's supposed to
grapes.
just, here's how Pikmin is played, and that's like,
keep an
that's
eye on
cool,
them.
I guess.
All right, let's go
But I
back to
know
base
how Pikmin
because
is
there might
played.
just be
I've
some
never
idle
played it, and I know
Pikmin
how it's
at
played.
base waiting for their next order.
I do like, again, you can use the motion
are.
control to
Let's take
control
them out
them.
for their next adventure.
Having an RTS
Some
where you don't have
purpose for it.
motion control, because I think the original Pikmin was on
Pluck some more
GameCube.
Pikmin. All
That
right,
sounds
while
like a
they're plucking-
goddamn nightmare.
While Pikmin are being plucked, it's always a good idea to switch to your other explorer. All right.
It really
Uh,
sounds like a nightmare.
Because, you can't,
To have to
while they're being
control it
plucked,
with
there's
like
not
a
really
stick
much else
instead
that
of
you're supposed to be doing, so, all
instead of a
right.
wand, instead of a motion
Got
control.
Another creature here whose weakness is actually on his back because he's got this shell on the front. Let's see if we can just charge. Oh no! Let's
That
just.
didn't go as planned.
Oh no! We didn't.
Oh,
see
that
Yeah,
Pikmin is
let's just
super
get away
fucking
from that.
impaled. That
Oh,
Pikmin is
man,
dead.
that's Sound.
Not all creatures are actually small though.
That's
even
fucked
though we
up.
died out of that battle.
This game is
and
fucked
that
up.
creature was quite small. There are some creatures that are much more intimidating and large that you'll come across. This one included, which, yeah, let's get away from those guys. I've collected 327 Pokos or gold so far. This is probably a good point to end for now. I don't want to spoil too much of these side stories. But yeah, let's end here for now. But we've got one more mode that we wanted to showcase, which is completely different from anything we've shown so far.
Gene
And
splice
it
mode.
is
We're
a
gonna gene splice the
one-on-one
Pikmin.
competitive mode called Bingo Battle.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
wild.
so Bingo Battle, is definitely one of, I think, our favorite modes in the Treehouse because it gets really, really heated.
Frying the
you'll
enemies in
see
fruit
in a
shown the
second.
bingo card. Oh,
Um,
okay, cool.
And the objective of Bingo Battle really is to fill out your bingo card. I'm going to be on the right side, Cora will be on the left. And
Okay.
of course, if you're familiar with bingo, all you have to do is just make a line. It could be vertical, horizontal, diagonal, any kind of line. And to fill out each of those little spaces, you have to collect either an item or an enemy to fill in that space. Sometimes there's multiple of an item, sometimes there's not. But if you take a look at the 2 cards in the bottom and the
That's
middle,
actually kind of
you'll
cool.
notice that there are the same items, but they are placed differently on each of our bingo cards. And I'm not as good at this mode as Corey, so I'm gonna focus a little bit, craft my strategy of
Excuse
what
me.
I want to focus on first. And
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about what's going on right now. Since we start with only 5 Pikmin by default, of course you can customize that, but because we start with 5, you're going to want to create a larger Pikmin squad as quickly as you can, because the more Pikmin that you have in your squad, the more that you're able to accomplish. And the more that you're able to divide tasks, if you need to divide tasks, like
That's
building
just a
bridge
straight up
and,
marble on the
sending
top of that
some to
thing.
one area and
So
some
this
to
is,
another.
I guess this is
JC
Earth then,
pushed
and
the
you're just a
minus button
tiny
there
little
to select the
dude?
map, which either player can do.
Huh.
If you're ever not sure where a specific item on the bingo board that you want to collect is.
Oh, and you're on the
it's,
same
you know,
map.
simple as
Okay.
pulling up that map to say,
Okay.
oh, I need to get an orange. Then where's the orange on the map? I'm going to go get that because that's what I need to complete my bingo card.
I could actually see this being really
So,
fun. I could
I
actually
think what you're
legit
gonna
see this being
JC
really
and
fun.
I, doing first is both growing our squad.
This looks
and
really
then,
interesting.
you
I'm
see
really
that we both
interested
got
in
bridge tiles on the sides of our map.
competitive, but
So we've
like
been, collecting some of those
competitive
bridge
modes
tiles
in
to
games
build
that don't
bridge so we
revolve
can cross
around
the water.
direct
And there's a lot of
attacking
deep
your
strategy
opponent.
in here too. While Corey's talking, I'm actually thinking about a couple things. Like, for example, taking a look at the bingo card that I have and actually targeting the corners. If I target the corners, which I probably shouldn't have said that out loud, but you wouldn't normally. If you target corners, that means you have with one item, you're able to get like a horizontal, vertical, and diagonal line all at the same time.
Sure. You got that?
Yeah, absolutely. And just
Oh, why are
because
you
I
coming
want
into my base? Oh, JC. So that is a
I-
good point to show that, yeah, you can go into each other's bases. And JC threw some Pikmin towards me, which started, they kind of just
Okay.
started thwacking at my head, which is really annoying.
So they
but
you
very
can't
effective,
attack
And I have to
each
use the
other's
control stick to shake them off.
characters. That's
My
cool.
Pikmin can defeat JC's Pikmin, which is nice, but
Oh.
if our Pikmin do encounter each other, they will want to.
I just saw one of my Pikmin get slapped by yours, and
Oh, did they fight each other? A little
yeah,
bit?
actually, it's on me now. But don't worry, the songs will be sung of you, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Go get him. Go get him.
Okay. Let's.
Yeah.
I see that
numbers.
JC has an item actually from a roulette
I
that he
do.
has, which is a triple rocks, which he is able to use
Mm.
and drop on me. So I actually have to be really careful here.
I'm being very quiet about it. And now he's just. alright,
That's
he's
really
putting it down,
cool.
so that's fine. Okay. Gotta move. Gotta think. Okay.
And again, yeah, you do want to sometimes be aware of what your opponent's up to in this game,
Okay, so that's fine. Okay.
because they can be. JC can get pretty crafty at times.
All right.
All right.
That's
I'm gonna
actually
take a little.
that's
detour
all
here, and
right.
I'm gonna start
Okay.
strategizing by pulling some of these
This
Pikmin I
guy.
found that are my color, but they are in the water. So now I'm gonna try and get some of these. I'm gonna grab these blue ones.
Let's get you in the water. Yeah. Oh. I tried to lure your red Pikmin in the water.
No,
See if they would follow
stay
me.
away from my babies.
Okay. Need some cherries.
I'll take care of that. That's fine.
So this is the first time I'm finding a cherry
whoops.
item, which
That's probably
again, these cherries give me
Sorry,
a
sorry.
free spin on the item.
Okay,
roulette,
that's
which
interesting.
Can often change the tides of battle. So I'm wanting to get as many of these cherries as possible back to my
That's
base.
cute. The cherries are used for the roulette.
All right, I got a rock. So my cherry got me a free
Oh, this is
bomb
actually
rock,
not good.
which I can
man,
throw
am
a
just-
Pikmin at this
oh.
rock, and now I've got a rock, a bomb rock basically. So if I throw that bomb rock at let's just throw it in an enemy right now.
Fine.
Oh, he woke up and got out of there. Oh man, that was kind of a waste.
Let me see if I can actually get
We can use electricity
Oh,
to just sort of
jerk.
That's
be
fucked
annoying
up.
to JC there and temporarily disable him. Another item that I picked up. Through,
This looks
that
like it
I
would
got
be really
from
fun.
Corey is sort of
I-
a free
I-
spin on the
I
item
think me and
roulette,
Matt should play
which
this. I
is,
would really enjoy
this
this.
golden- object, which if I use it will fill up a spot on my bingo card randomly. which looked like was an apple.
Oh, nope. It's the water. It's the water. It's the water now.
All right.
Okay.
I think this guy here. Really quickly using charge.
I need
Leave
to
him
find a different way
alone.
around this because...
Okay. So I need 2. I see the line that I want, but I'm. Oh no! That was a direct hit. Oh my gosh! You got me at like the right time.
Wow, all his
I was
Pikmin are
one
dead.
green, I'm sorry.
That's fucked up. That's a
I'm down
fucked
to
up thing he
one
did.
Single Pikmin.
That poor
If I
Pikmin.
win this map,
Oh, man.
JC will never.
Yeah,
let
this
it
is
down.
really fun. I would
Dude,
watch
yeah,
this.
if-
I would
I won't.
I would watch this
Guys, I
competitively.
won
No,
and
no, but seriously, I would definitely
won
watch
Pikmin.
this.
I wish
See if I can actually.
I would play
I
this
had
for sure.
Oh,
more
I
than
really
one.
shouldn't do this though.
I need.
Dude, these
To
guys are
get
gonna
more
get so
Pikmin.
eaten.
Oh man.
If I get distracted, maybe. Let it toss. It's fine.
I just.
Oh, it's still shaking so much. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh! Come on! I need a cherry.
Okay, dude, if I could just pick
This
up
game's
one
real
of
fucked
those-
up.
I really shouldn't be checking.
People
this
getting
right now,
eaten.
but- That's right. All the enemies actually show up as those green, green flashing dots. So I'm actually trying to find this
Here we go.
guy.
Okay. Whew, the long battle.
Go, 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 go.
Me and my
Blue
buddy.
ones.
Ah, yes.
My boy Blue.
The darkness of
Did you
nature.
just say blue at the same time?
My boy Blue.
Oh,
Ah,
that is
yes.
exactly what I
The
meant. Okay.
darkness of nature.
So the item that I just got was a 10 free Pikmin, basically, which sprout at my base.
Come on. Come on, this will work. This will work.
But I need way more. JC looks like he just needs the red Bulborb and the red marble, which are both
Red
you
marble.
like
Yeah.
these two?
Okay.
Yes. I
Dang.
don't think I'm gonna have enough Pikmin to.
Oh, please
Get
tell me
you.
this. Is
That's real
happening.
fucked up.
Nice.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
this
so
is really
good.
cool. This is a really cool
Oh,
game
my
mode.
so sweaty. I'm so excited.
I know I'm repeating myself, but I actually really
So
like
what
this.
was, yeah, I think from my perspective, what really turned the tides there is I was about to defeat both Bulborbs that I needed, but that rock came down at just the inopportune moment, and I just kind of.
I'd be pissed if that happened to me.
Still had that item.
I'd be
so,
fucking
well done.
fuming.
You used it at exactly the right time.
This feels so good,
Um,
guys. Okay.
JC feels way too good right now, so we're going to play one more game. This one is going to be over in probably 2 minutes because I have way more incentive now to not take it easy.
That's
I'm
fucked
not
up.
saying I was taking it easy last time, but
that felt so good.
this
It,
is a much smaller stage, so JC and I are probably going to come to
Yeah, it reminds me of a couple of
a
things.
skirmish much quicker than we did in the last game. So there's really less of an opportunity to make mistakes here. There's also just a lot of, again, the map is small, so we want to be acting very quickly with our moves.
Yep. And Corey.
It's like a
again,
scavenger
because Corey
hut
pointed out that the map is very
combined
small,
with-
You're probably going to see us get into some. pretty
Kind of
serious,
almost combined with
Yeah, the only
Reheated baths
thing,
real quick.
in between us is that really this
that
orange, Bulborb
not the
enemy that you
Crucible,
kind
but
of
the
don't
other
see
game
here.
mode, the other multiplayer
That's
mode
sort of harassing me
from
at my base right now. So other than that, we can just
from
sort of
Destiny
waltz into
2,
each other's
which
bases.
name escapes me right now
which
because
scares me
I'm like
because
half asleep.
we're so
But
close.
it's
Alright.
very interesting.
I'll start just- Come on. Come on. Oh, it's a big one. I didn't see it. Oh, run.
Oh, man.
No. No, this is bad. This is bad. All bad. So many. The sound of dying Pikmin. Okay. So I need to be smart about this here. Let's just do this. Okay. So I'll take that back. Get some numbers. This one's okay. Use the charge. Let's see
Oh
what else
man,
we
these
can get.
Bulborbs are just hungry, and wow, I do not like that they're on my side of the map right now. It's almost as if you sent them over here, but I know you didn't.
I did not. Speaking of sending things over. You... Oh my gosh!
So it's only nice
no.
to give gifts that I gave JC the gift of the same bomb rocks that he sent me earlier.
I wonder if that actually worked out in my favor, because at least he's
Yeah.
not seeing that I'm actually trying to steal one of the only things on the map that exists, which is a golden strawberry.
And
No,
it looks
not
like it
not
also-
totally at all.
No,
I have
you
no
are-
idea what you're doing.
No, that's
And he
you
also
like
looked like he
something?
killed a bunch of
Nope,
the
we're good.
bulb orbs
Golden
there.
strawberry, you said?
No, mine. I have numbers. But no.
So
Why
all I
are
need
you
now is a
going-
red strawberry, which it looks like is
Yeah, I
right
like
behind my
this.
base. And so as long as our wow, yeah. So I
Fight.
can give up. I don't need to worry about the golden strawberry because I've got my
He's got the other one.
Yeah.
the red, delicious
Yeah.
sausage berry for the quick.
I would
bingo.
I would
think
really
that was a
enjoy
little
this
over 2
game.
minutes,
This
so-
is
That was a
interesting.
little, that was a speed. That was like a mercy win right there. You were
It gets
just ending
really
it quickly.
competitive playing
Ugh.
bingo battle. As you can see from a little bit of a taste, we absolutely love.
We could
this
have some
mode.
fun with this for
But,
sure.
Really, all the modes offer a little bit of a different type of.
We have to get that
gameplay,
game.
So, we hope you're looking forward to checking out Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Be on the lookout for an eShop demo that will include save data transfer to the full game. And if you complete the
Standard.
eShop demo, defeat the last boss in the demo.
You get a
you'll be
gun!
able to start the full game with ultra spicy mode if you
With a
like
gun!
an extra challenge. So again, thanks for checking out.
If you
a
don't
little
beat
bit
it,
of
Miyamoto
Pikmin
comes to
3
your house
Deluxe.
and shoots
Don't
you in the
forget game,
face.
itself comes out on October 30th.
Awesome. Thanks, Corey. Again, really appreciate it. Thanks for letting me have that one win, because that does not happen often. And again, I can't wait to play some more bingo battle with you, in October. So, coming up next, obviously, is I'm waiting for this too, which is Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. So, over to you, Kay.
Thanks, JC. Thanks, Corey. Wow, Pikmin looks like a lot of fun. Hi, everyone. I'm Kay from Nintendo Treehouse, and I've got my colleagues Chico and Kendra here with me. Before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge that we are doing this remotely.
Ain't nobody talking.
So there might be some technical limitations, but we're asking
I want
for
that
your patience
Urbosa,
and your understanding as
picture
we work as hard as we can
hanging
to
up
bring
behind
you
her.
an amazing stream.
Not for any real
So
reason.
today
No,
we're
no
going
reason at
to
all. I
take a
just
look
want it.
at Hyrule
Don't worry about
Warriors:
that.
Age of Calamity, which takes place 100 years before Breath of the Wild, and tells
So I haven't
the story
actually
of the Great
seen
Calamity
this
and the events
game
leading up to it,
Other than the initial trailer.
which really can only be told through the 1 versus 1,000 action of a Warriors game. We'll start off with a first look at Urbosa. I'm so excited.
Okay.
Chico, are you ready?
Like I said,
Yes, I am.
I want that poster.
So
Let's get
I'm
started.
I'm fine. I know. I'm playing as Urbosa right now, as you can see, and I'm actually inside the Hyrule town right
That's a
now.
lot of your clan.
And it
Okay.
is a Hyrule Warriors game, so you will be using X and Y.
The map,
Do,
again, it's been a while
is
since I've been in.
And then
I've
also
played this
A.
game.
Oh,
This
wait.
city looks pretty
hold on,
accurate to the
the
game.
news is coming. Right now, the Hyrule town is under attack by Iga clan. I don't want to talk about why they're here. But the objective is I have to actually
I'm not,
defeat
quote unquote, I'm not
all
allowed
the
to
great
talk about
monsters.
why they're here.
So to
Don't
do
worry about that.
In addition to the usual
Just play the game.
Hyrule
Shut up.
Warriors action, I have to use
Oh,
Moon
okay.
to
You get
counterattack. And
the
I
other
can use,
powers.
I just
Okay.
use the stasis now, as you can tell. But each character can use all 4 different runes in different occasions. So I need to focus on attacking him right now. So I'm gonna let Kay and Kendra talk
That's
about
cool, like a
what you
cool
need
little lightning
about
blade dance.
Urbosa.
Ah, and then she snaps your finger. Okay.
Great, thank you
Hell
so
yeah, I'm
much,
down for
Chico.
this.
Yeah, Urbosa's gameplay is really fun and exciting.
I never got to play
as
Hyrule
you
Warriors,
can
but I
see,
really like the way that
it's
game looks.
focused on her ability to use an attack with lightning.
She's really
Um,
fast.
She has a unique ability to charge up lightning, which is represented by the gauge at the top of the screen. And yep, she's charging it right there. And once it's charged up, she can actually
I wonder if you can
use the lightning
play as
in
all
addition
3
to
at any given
her
time?
strong attacks to kind of strengthen those attacks and do some really character specific stuff with it. She also
Okay, when you
uses
break their
lightning
guard, you
in
can do the
her,
cool power attack.
weak point counters and in her special attacks. And if Chico can get the timing right after some of these big attacks where there's still some electricity lingering,
Dang,
in the
just
air,
got called
she
out.
Can charge up her electricity.
That's fucked
super
up.
Quick,
Calling someone out like that.
which takes a lot of skill
Yes.
and a lot of timing, but it's very satisfying when you can pull it off.
Okay, so I'm running
And
around
to-
in the town.
And I just wanted to add too.
I really love how
aside
Urbosa
from the gameplay that
holds
you're seeing. Well,
her
first of all,
sword and
oh,
shield.
Wait, no,
Oh my gosh.
I'm correcting myself because there's a Korok.
There it is.
Bad.
It's so cute.
So clearly, Korok
Hate it.
are in the stages that you can find.
I like that Urbosa holds her sword and shield
But this
on
is
her
the
hip
first
like
time
that. That's
people get to
really
play
cool.
as Urbosa, which is already
really dig
super
that.
awesome. And this area probably looks pretty familiar to some Breath of the Wild fans.
Yeah.
And it's
the
cool
whole
to
town
see
looks
these
so
places.
great.
Pre-Calamity. But what I did want to say is fans can look forward to getting more backstory on these characters as well. You really get a good look at Urbosa's relationship to Zelda, and also
That's
more
cool.
information about Urbosa's relationship to Zelda's late mother. So
Oh,
if you're like me and
interesting.
you love to get to know the characters and get to know them in ways that you didn't get to,
You don't
in
get a
Breath
lot
the
of
Wild,
interaction
this game
between
is the
Zelda
opportunity
and
to do that.
Urbosa in the base game. You have to kind of go
That's right.
out
It's-
of
it's
the game to get that
really,
stuff, like
there's
that
a
one
lot
video
to
I
unpack
watched.
in here, and
Don't
a lot
worry
to
about that
see, and
video,
it's
though.
very thrilling for fans of Breath of the Wild to
I
be
kid, I
able
kid.
to take a look,
Um,
a more in-depth look at this time in the story.
Okay, so you
All
can.
right, and now we're taking a look.
Oh,
at,
she doesn't have a weapon at
Zelda's
all.
gameplay,
Okay.
which is also a first look. Very exciting.
That is
As you can
interesting.
see, she uses the runes as her main attacks. In addition to being able to use them just like everyone
It
else.
almost feels a
And she
little like
can,
Minecraft Steve and Smash,
create different
actually.
combinations of runes to take out huge swarms of
Oh, they
enemies.
just showed up, huh?
Oh my gosh. In a very unique way. It's so cool to see
true Chico
Zelda
fashion.
being able to take out these guys.
Yeah, and for me, anytime Zelda gets to, you get to play as Zelda and annihilate enemies as Zelda, it's pretty much a win for me. Because Zelda
Oh,
is
this is
Zelda game.
dumb.
Yeah. Well,
Selfie
she's
shot.
really
Alright,
fun
sure,
to play
fuck it.
as in this one.
Fuck it, sure, why not?
Nice work.
That's real dumb.
Nice work.
I'm just gonna go back to Zelda because she is my favorite. And
She's
I-
great.
I know Zelda is great, but. Okay, so I
Urbosa's
have
also
to
great.
chase
But
after.
Urbosa.
You can fucking book it in this game, too. Shit.
I have to chase after the Iga people, so I'm gonna go after that to the location I'm told to go. There looks like there's a lot of people here.
And for people who are new to the Warriors series, as you can see, there are prompts on the screen that help
Ooh.
guide you through the process of the gameplay and the action.
That's pretty
but
cool.
You also can turn those off if you want to.
Never been much for a Muso game,
So,
but
I'm at this location.
with
and
a
it
Zelda
looks like
skin on it,
my,
it's pretty cool.
Objective is to defeat the enemies with loud attack. So I think I need to do. Oh, I can't use right now, but I will wait till my rune fills up first. But
Make some noise,
okay,
Chico.
so I'm going.
Do
I'll
it.
do that. Hold on. These guys are well.
This guy's really getting in your
Yeah.
way. So as you can see, when you use the Sheikah runes, there is a little bit of a wait time for it to charge back up before you can use it again, which is very similar to how it worked in Breath of the Wild. Oh man,
I really like
was-
that.
That was a gorgeous
pretty dope.
takeout right there.
I like Urbosa. I
And the
thought
reason
she was
for
one of the
using
best
these
characters in
loud
Breath of the
attacks
Wild.
was to call forth a certain familiar monster, and there he is.
I never noticed that thing
Oh,
had
man.
eyes on the underside of its jaw.
You
Hmm.
sure it's not a lady though?
I think he's beautiful.
Yeah, he's too scary, and he's coming after me. So I don't think I want to do this. Bye.
Now let's go ahead and
That's it.
let's
No.
escape to the main menu while we can.
Okay.
So we're gonna go back to the world map and show some of the gameplay between battles. leveling up characters.
This is kind of
and
nothing,
getting
but that
weapons and
saving sword at the
unlocking
bottom is
things.
pretty cool looking, actually.
There it is. Very familiar map of Hyrule. Chico, do you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, so if you ever play, like original Hyrule Warriors game or maybe different Warriors game, you might be familiar with how the menu look like. You will go from chapter 1 to 3 type thing. But this one, you actually go through different chapters and locations using the map of Hyrule from the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And when I first saw this, I was literally screaming because it was so gorgeous, and I just loved it.
That is just the whole fucking thing, huh?
Because it's a Hyrule Warriors game, when you're playing the stages, you collect a lot of different type of materials. So using those materials, you can unlock different locations on the map, like the stables, other training grounds, and even like different dishes you can cook type thing. So one of the things I wanted to show is actually here, blacksmith. So it is a Hyrule Warriors game, so you will be collecting a lot of different weapons while you're
Wow,
in the
that's a lot of weapons.
Not like Breath of the Wild, you don't. The weapons do not break during the stage, but you can use these weapons you collected to strengthen your primary use weapon.
Jesus.
So, right now I'm using this sword.
Okay, so it has a
different
feeding
type of
system.
weapons I can
Okay.
get and different, way to use it. So I want to use my sledgehammer, iron sledgehammer, and fuse them with all the materials I got so far.
With the level
And
1
I think
soup ladle that you will not neglect. Don't you dare.
Okay, so I mean,
Okay. Whew. I was worried.
I shouldn't. It's okay. It's okay.
No, use it. Use
Okay,
it.
so
Yes, it's okay.
you can use up to 5 different weapons, and then you can strengthen. You of course have to use the rupees, so make sure you collect the rupees when you.
I was never a
in the
fan of
stage too.
feeding weapons
And
to
now I
weapons
have
as a
my,
system.
sledgehammer leveled up
It
to
goes
5,
against my
so I can use
whole
that.
keeping every weapon I ever find problem that I
Another
have.
thing is the materials you
So,
collected. You
that's
can
not
make
great,
the
but-
dish. So let's see, this one is ready. So spurred fish dish, and you need the materials 5 fish. So I have the trout.
Chillin' trout.
So now I looked at this.
That sounds
so
like
I
a,
can earn the
Mega Man
recipe
boss,
for
chilling
chili
trout.
fish skewer.
Right,
love
and the
the sound of
recipes
that.
can be used to give your characters a little bit of a buff before you go into battle. And there are a bunch of different types that have different effects, so it's pretty fun to collect them and see what they do. Yep,
And
they
then,
also
by
have
defeating the. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, so by defeating monsters and getting those materials, you can also turn them into these other quests, which you can use to unlock bonus combos or extra health or other such things. But the thing I really like about
Okay,
these
cool. You
is
can just
that they
add
have
attacks
little
onto your
stories,
combos by
that go
doing
along with them.
side
Little glimpses
missions.
into the
Interesting.
characters'
Yeah.
lives between battles during this war. The one that we just did,
That's
for
wild.
example, is about a young child in
Literally
Hokkaido
just
village
add
who wants to
additional
build a monster
hits onto
dummy
your
so that
combo
they can
by
practice,
doing
using a
side
two-handed
missions.
sword. And so Link
Is it? I wonder if
actually
it's only for the
brings
one
the
character you're
materials to
playing
make the
as
dummy,
currently.
creates this dummy, helps them build it, and then they train together, and that's how Link is able to come up with an extra move for
Like-
his two-handed sword. And I love it because Link's from Hateno Village, so it's a very cute glimpse into his life.
Like, is it?
Yeah, the world building
So,
is really.
I
excellent
guess
in this game.
each person has like a different type of weapon they
You
use.
just strengthen
and,
this two-handed. I mean, sledgehammer.
Like, if
is
anyone
basically
uses a two-handed sword,
type. So I'm
you would
going
get-
into the training
they would
mission
all get
where
that upgrade?
I can actually use this sledgehammer to showcase how the two-handed.
That's
sword,
cool.
the two-handed weapon will work in this game. So I changed my weapon, and I guess I can change my tire.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can
Oh, yeah, good.
unlock different pieces of armor as you progress through the game, and you can equip or, I guess, unequip them as and dress him up however you want.
They look nice.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
This is
Okay, and
Link's,
also-
training attire.
And we also, this is the chili fish skewer we just got from the recipe location, so I can use that.
Hmm.
Right, and every character will react differently to the dishes that you cook for them. And some characters even have favorite dishes, and they'll say something different when you give them their favorite dish. So it's a lot of fun to try out a bunch of different recipes.
This is my
and see,
favorite dish.
which
Actual
your
dirt.
characters
Thanks,
prefer.
Link. You gave me dirt.
Yeah, and if you watch the
That's the
TGS
Goron, by the way.
live stream, you might have seen the
The Goron
cutscene
says
where
that.
it's showing the tower actually raising from the ground. And that tower is actually going to be a base for Link whenever he goes to the next mission. So I think you just saw him kind of like warping from the tower to that new location where I'm going to be showcasing the 200 sword training mission.
Right.
Without
so
a
yeah,
shirt on.
it is a training mission. Without
Hey, don't judge me.
I mean,
Oh, there's no
the two-handed
judgment.
sword is a lot of
If
work.
anything, I just feel bad for Link.
Hmm.
No, you know, he
I guess
works
there's
up
less
quite a
fabric to
sweat
get in
to
the
get
way
that
while
thing
he's
around.
fighting.
A sacrifice attack, huh?
Yeah, so as you can see, this is a training level, so you're fighting against a lot of Hyrulean soldiers, and using the two-handed sword, which, you know, aesthetically does look a lot like how it was used in Breath of the Wild. In this game, it's slower but more powerful than the one-handed sword. But the
I hope so.
fun thing about it is that
Oh, that's very silly.
he can
I love
use
it.
the unique action to strengthen his strong attacks. In exchange, he takes a little bit of temporary damage,
Like this.
like that. And in order to heal that temporary damage, you can press X to consume a meal in the middle of battle.
They're the soldiers.
That's real fucked up what you're doing to your own troops there,
Yeah,
Link.
Eating.
That's real fucked up how you
Yeah,
just
yeah, I love the
destroyed them
animals.
all. They're all dead
Let's
now.
get
Yeah,
near
if
some
she'll do it
enemies
for
first.
us.
Sorry.
Oh, interesting. You can use the
Okay,
paraglider.
get near some enemies. Oh, no, not quite. Okay, so, but one of those eating animations is highly aggressive, and if Chico does it near some enemies, then we will see what happens. And hopefully we'll get an opportunity to show you that because I love it.
Nom nom.
It literally looks like he
Yeah,
eats
yeah,
a
yeah.
rock.
Okay.
It looks like he eats a
Aggressive
rock.
food eating,
I love
the
it.
shockwave blast, sending the soldiers flying.
I love that they included that in this game as part of the actual fighting style for the two-handed sword. I think it's a great homage to Breath of the Wild and people who played it like I did.
Yeah.
Which is to say, having a
That's interesting.
stockpile of apples or something in my inventory so I could chow down when I'm being blown back by a strong attack that did lots of damage.
It's so weird seeing
aggressively
Link
eat your
play as
apples
anything
and
other
those
than
soldiers.
like in a
Aggressively
Zelda
eat your
game,
apples.
like in like a
It's the
character.
only way to eat
It's very
apples in this
character
game.
actiony kind of, but just like having all these weird attacks like
Alright,
this
how
is
many
just
KOs do we
bizarre.
have?
Actually get the,
It's awesome, but it's so weird.
Oh yeah.
so I have to kill
Alright.
170 more.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're
Oh,
more
no,
than
no.
halfway.
Eat more rocks.
I'd also like to point out that this location is very familiar. It appeared as ruins in Breath of the Wild, but now, before the calamity, it's in its heyday. And it's very cool to see what it looked like before it got destroyed.
Yeah, and
Nice
Chico,
one,
maybe you can
Chico.
show us some lightning rod action.
What? Hold on.
Oh yeah, we did get to see the ice rod
This
before.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Poor soldiers.
I love this music. It's
I love
the
it.
it sounds like
So,
it's the
as you
standard
can see,
like
She's timing her attacks for when that weak point gauge comes
Lionel
out.
fight.
The big strategy against these stronger enemies is to cut down that weak point gauge and create an opening so you can do a counterattack, which can be very powerful. Nice
A
one.
little bit more.
God, these games always look great. Like, I love the attacks. They're so fun.
I love the two-handed sword so much.
I keep getting
think
impressed at
it's
how
my
good these
favorite.
attacks look.
It's so satisfying.
I
you know,
mean,
to
the
just
attacks in
slam through all
and
of
Breath of the
these
Wild itself
enemies,
aren't
you know,
bad.
thousands and thousands of enemies.
But then you see this, and it's just like, fuck,
and
man.
also to like take a little break to have a snack here and then.
Fucking jumping
A
up
lot
the
of
air
fun.
and
Absolutely.
spinning like 6,000 degrees at once and
I'm
then
hoping we
landing.
can,
I know your favorite
It's
is
so
the-
cool.
Show some flurry rush too. Oh,
That shit's
of course.
really
I
cool.
tried it! I suck at this thing!
No, you
What?
don't.
No, you don't.
It's like Hyrule
Right, you're
Warriors
almost
with
there.
Marin, which coolest
We need to
idea they
find
ever
another one
did
of
was
those
put Marin in
captains.
that game.
Yeah, he's not
But
good.
have her swinging that bell around. It's like, what are you gonna do with a character that has a
Nice.
bell?
There we go.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, that's what you do with a character
It's
that has a bell.
Rick.
He's my favorite.
Oh, oh, stream's done.
It's cool. He's very heavy moving character too. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
He moves surprisingly quickly for someone of his size, though, I have to say.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
oh.
you can do it, Chico. I believe in you.
Keep your own size. Like,
Oh, that's
he's
cool.
like 2 times
Oh my
bigger than you.
goodness.
Oh my gosh. That looks like a little bit of rough play for training.
They take their training very seriously.
That's real fucked up.
Nice work.
Ah, take
Nice
that.
Yeah,
work.
wow.
Man, you made very quick
You
work
put
of
them out really
it. Good
fast.
job.
Yeah, you did.
All right, let's cut away from this for a second because we have one other thing we'd like to show you. Chico's got to set it up though. I love Daruk. He's so great. He's such a
Well, and it's really,
fun character.
yeah, and it's cool to see all the various characters, you know, that we know and love from Breath of the Wild, but seeing them in this different setting and seeing all of their special moves and how those
Yeah, it'll be
differ.
nice to see them all die again. That'll be fun.
I do really like seeing that, and I'm excited for what
Fuck,
we're about
man.
to show you.
They're all dead!
Well, you
Shit!
viewers.
Yeah, it's great. It's an amazing thing that they've done with this game.
Turns
to,
out they were all
bring us
sleeping
into
underground,
this
just like
era,
Nick was.
you know,
Or Nick, God, just like
pre-Calamity,
Link
and show us all
was.
these
Jesus.
characters and show us the intricacies of how they interact and how they perform.
Just
in
completely
battle.
shoot that
It's
entire
stuff
thing right in the
I
foot,
think,
huh?
Personally, as a fan of Breath of the Wild, I wished for so hard was the chance to
Mhm.
be able to see these guys in their prime. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and not to bring the soup ladle up too much.
I want to double
but
check,
I do
make
wanna
sure
say, I love that they
stream's still
included
working right.
the soup ladle. You know that they're bringing it back, and we see
Yeah,
those
looks like it's working
same
fine.
touches from Breath of the Wild in this game. And Chico mentioned that the weapons aren't breakable, so you really could, you know, equip that soup ladle if you wanted a serious challenge. You could fight with the soup ladle.
Serious.
You could
You know,
use
yes,
weapons to
choose
make
your own
the soup
adventure.
ladle stronger. Yeah.
Are there
I
moves
love it. I
exclusive
love
to
it.
the
When
soup
you use
ladle?
Soup ladle, you got the pot lid as a shield.
I fucking
too.
hope so. Oh, it's the girl.
All right, so
Totally.
we're looking at Impa now.
Oh, right. Right. It's
Yeah,
like
what
300
I
years
wanna
in the
show
past, so
is
of
in
course
the
it wouldn't be her.
distance, But I need to take care of these guys first because these guys just in
Nice.
my way.
Hmm.
Okay. Ah!
So obviously, this is a new depiction of Impa that we're seeing here, but Chico is about to show us just what Impa is capable of in the gameplay.
I love her. I love Impa so much. I think she's
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
so much fun to play. She's so quick.
She's a
and she
ninja.
has
That's
these
the best part.
Different jutsu.
Fucking get those rotations
She's
down.
like the summoning of the frog.
Get that Mudra down. Get
And
those
the
rotations.
creation of
I
foam.
killed them! Let's go!
You did. That was an impressive use of the electric rod, I have to say. And here we have a Hinox.
So I guess her weapons are the katanas then?
I love it. So yeah, as I was saying, Impa's gameplay, being able to absorb those symbols to create the clones and then strengthen the strong attack when she has all of her clones out is It's really fun. Takes a lot of strategy and timing. Nice.
Yeah, she looks like she's
And
a
you
lot of
can
fun to
see
play.
Her Sheikah rune
Come back.
usage does
Come back.
differ from the other characters we've looked at today too.
Okay.
You can do it.
Ah,
So we discussed earlier
ready.
the usage of runes
Interesting.
in order to create openings to
There's
counter,
4 of them. That's really cool.
Strong enemies. And it's even more important that you do that when fighting these big monsters too, because if you get the timing right on these, just like
Nice.
that, you can create
like
these
that.
great dramatic.
That's real dumb, and I
openings
love
for
it.
Yourself. And it really is vital that you get these weak point smashes in because they
That's
do so
pretty
much
cool.
damage, and it can really make it easy to, or easier, I should say.
That's
to
a lot
take
of
these
clones
guys
you
out.
can get.
To take out the poor Hinox that was just having a nap, minding his own business,
I don't
doing
know
his own
about that.
thing. Well, I mean, I would be grumpy too if
I like
got
how
woken up
the-
like that.
That's fair.
I like how all of the guys are just kind of hanging out around you. They don't ever try to attack
Nice
you or
work,
anything.
Taking a short work of this guy.
She really is.
Oh, that's a
I
cool.
love that flying squirrel move.
That's a pretty cool move.
The maniacal laughter, yes.
You guys
Nice.
Wow.
All right, I think that's
All right, I
all the
think
time we
that's-
have left for today. Let's stop beating up on this poor Hinox and let him go back. To
I like
his
her
nap.
both. I like her. Link seems pretty
All
cool
right.
too.
Thanks,
I don't
everyone,
like
for
Zelda.
tuning in.
I was hoping
This
she
is
would get more
Hyrule
magical
Warriors Age of
abilities,
Calamity,
but I guess it wouldn't
which
make sense for her
releases
character
Friday,
because
November
in
20th.
Breath of the Wild
We
she
hope
couldn't.
you enjoyed it. We sure did.
She couldn't use magic,
And
so
have a great day.
having her use the
Bye-bye.
Sheikah Slate is an interesting idea for the character. I just wish everyone else didn't also use the Sheikah Slate, I guess, because all of her basic attacks are what the other people's special moves are. Oh, okay, so I was wrong then. So if you look, the name of this video specifically, or the Twitter link specifically said that it was going to be Pikmin, Hyrule Warriors, and Zelda as its own third category, which led me to believe that they were going to talk a bit about Breath of the Wild 2. But that does not appear to be the case. So, okay, I guess that was interesting. Yeah, I'll probably end up picking up Hyrule Warrior, or the Hyrule Warriors. What are they calling it? Age of Calamity, I think it is. I'll probably end up picking that up. It looks really cool. I like to see who all the other characters and how they play. Urbosa looks great. I want to see how Mipha plays. I like Mipha a lot in that game. Yeah, I just want to see what all they end up adding. I hope they add the one bird person, the Ruto that plays the accordion in the game, who does all the really good music. That'd be really dumb. I don't think he's alive during that time, but it would still be cool. I mean, Hyrule Warriors, the original, had all kinds of fucking weird shit with, like, Majora and, or Skull Kid, I should say, and then, like, Marin and a bunch of people, so you could do a little anachronism, like, after the game's release and kind of do some weird shit, but yeah, I think that was cool. Pikmin 3 looks like a Pikmin game. Like I said before, I really think that multiplayer mode looks pretty interesting, so I guess we'll see where it goes. Yeah, I was gonna stream RE2 right after this, but I'm actually, like, barely awake right now, so I'm probably gonna end up taking a nap, and then depending on how I feel, I'll either stream RE2 later tonight, or I will stream it, probably the next time I stream, which will probably be, I don't know, maybe this weekend. My off days are usually Tuesday, Wednesday, and I can't really stream during my work days, so maybe I'll get some time and sit down and do a stream later this week. But in case for everyone that watched the RE2 stream, I did get back to where I died. So I am good there. We're good. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you're watching this on the VOD, I hope this game is good. And I will see you on the next stream. Thanks a lot.